Welcome back to the Canadian Podcaster online magazine podcast. It's Dave. Happy to be with you again. So we've been going hard here in the month of March. We're halfway through, and I just wanted to jump in, say thank you for the incredible response. We've had some great comments, some feedback from you, and I truly appreciate you taking time to check out CanadianPodcaster.com. And our new online magazine. You can flip pages, you can have fun, and some really great responses. I'm really excited for this, and I'm excited to connect with you. I've had a lot of people going to CanadianPodcaster.com, signing up for the magazine and newsletters and updates. Thank you so much. We've sent out one email already. We'll send out another one in the middle of the month. That's kind of the goal. I think that what we're going to focus on is we'll send out an email ahead of the launch monthly. So you'll get a kind of a recap and a companion to the online magazine. The online magazine you don't need to subscribe to specifically. It's always there on the website. It's always free. We're busy working on the April edition right now and always looking for submissions. Kind of jump in here and say that as well. If you have anything that you'd love to add to the online magazine for April, just send us a message. Reach out to us. Would love to connect with you there. We're busy setting up our Instagram handles and all that stuff as well. So we'll have links to that once that's ready to share. And yeah, we're just excited. It's really fun to do this. I think more than ever as a Canadian podcaster, we need to stick together. We need to group ourselves, self-identify as a Canadian podcaster, and be proud of who we are in this great country of Canada, that we have this opportunity to be a podcaster. I really want to just bring us all together as family, help each other, be a support for each other. We need a strong voice in Canada, and it comes from people like you and me, independent podcasters. We don't have a team of 40. We don't have huge, big budgets. We have no funding. It's just us, podcasting for the love of it. Podcasting for the connections in the community. That's what it's all about. And I think that Canadian Podcaster, our online magazine, is really going to shine a light on you as a podcaster and give you the tools and resources to do better in podcasting. So lots of great stuff coming up. Lots of people reaching out saying they want to be part of the magazine. I've had people who now want to write articles and things for the magazine. I have people who want their podcast featured in the magazine. You're a Canadian podcaster and you want to share your podcast with our amazing community, then please let me know. We'd love to feature you. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about something that happened for us on PodNews, which totally blew me away. Thank you to James and to Sam for your kind words. We got shouted out by PodNews twice, and that was great. I want to share little clips from 3 of the podcasts featured in the March edition of our online magazine, so you can hear a little bit and then go fall in love with them. Links in the show notes, as we all like to say, as the cool kids say. Go and take a listen and check them out. I would love for you to get your ears on their show and listen to them and give them some support. Let them know, hey, I heard about you from the Canadian Podcaster magazine, and I'm now a listener. I love what you do. Please reach out. Let them know. It'd be great. I think they'd love to hear from you. Please do that. Also, just a little bit of housekeeping and some more information about where we're going in April and some of the things we're excited about. So let's jump in. Again, I came home from work and I get the emails from James Cridland and Sam Sethi from PodNews. Great podcast about podcasting. They go high level. They cover the entire globe. It's not just the U.S. It's great. I love it. And they actually gave me the idea for this whole thing. Hi, by the way, my name is Dave. They gave me the idea for this because they were lamenting on one of their episodes recently that there needed to be more magazines and more newsletters and communication for podcasters, and that there's just not enough. And they can only do so much. But they put a call out saying, think about it. We need more voices for podcasting. So listening to that, I'm like, wait a minute, I could do this. And we've mentioned before Pod the North. We had a link in the March edition, a great podcast newsletter with a Canadian focus, which I love. I wanted to do something a little bit more focused on the independent side of podcasting, some of the smaller shows that don't get a lot of attention. We don't really focus on government-funded podcasting. CBC and the big guys, they have lots of funding. We're already paying them through our taxes. I wanted to do something for you and me, who are struggling it out ourselves on our own, a team of one, a small team, and we're doing our own thing, right? We're self-funded. We're doing it for the love of podcasting. And I wanted to have a magazine for us, for you and me. So that's our focus. It's available to anyone, and so many people have been signing up, and I appreciate that. This is the intent. When we talk podcasting, we talk about identifying your audience and who is the person you're talking to. So for this Canadian Podcaster online magazine, I'm focused solely on independent podcasters who don't get to go to the big conferences, who don't have a big budget, who have to take time off work to do the things they love in podcasting, to travel and do all that stuff. I'm talking to you, the one that's in there because of the love of it. You didn't get hired to be a podcaster. You are a podcaster. You created your show. This is for you, and I want to connect with you, and I'm so grateful for all the people that have signed up so far. Just amazing. And the message on LinkedIn, the comments, emails coming in from listeners already. And we're already in U.S. states are listening. We have listeners in India and through Europe, here in Canada. I'm just thrilled that in a very short window of time, we've touched a nerve. And I'm not a big fan of going to the dentist, but when the dentist touches a nerve, you feel it, right? And I think we've touched a nerve with this online magazine. Something different, something not just an email that comes to you, which is fine. But for me, I have so many email newsletters I never read. So I wanted something a little bit more tactile. And even though it's virtual, the idea of flipping through a magazine just kind of makes me happy. So whether you see the magazine on your tablet, on a big computer screen, or on your phone, I'd love to get feedback. What do you think of it? How does it feel? What do you like? What can we work on? How can we make it better? And the beautiful thing is, everything that you see in this magazine is clickable. So you can click on the images and it'll take you to the websites that we're talking about. And I just love that. It's very interactive, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. So CanadianPodcaster.com, reach out, let me know your thoughts. Love to hear from you. And if you haven't done so already, sign up. And what you're going to get is an email at the beginning of the month talking about the new edition that's coming up, and then kind of a recap like this midway through the month, just to touch base, give you an update on how the month is going, and keep you in the loop on all things happening within this month of March. Thank you for being here. So let's share a little clip from our good friends, James Cridland and Sam Sethi, as they talk and celebrate about our podcast. So this is the first thing I heard that came through on the podcast, on the PodNews Daily podcast, which is done, obviously, daily. And when I heard this, I almost fell out of my chair. Okay? I did. I'm like, what is going on? So here's James, and he actually includes a little bit of our national anthem, which makes me so happy. So James, very creative. Thank you for doing this. But here's James introducing Canadian Podcaster online magazine to the world. Here's James.
The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net with co-host. A new online magazine for Canadian podcasters has just been launched. Quite enough of that. It's called Canadian Podcaster, and it's free, and it comes with a podcast as well. The goal of the publication is to share the microphone with podcasters from across Canada, sharing voices, encouragement and tools to build the Canadian podcast community. It's from Dave Campbell's True Media Solutions. And if you prefer a newsletter, Pod the North is good too. We link to that as well.
So thank you, James, for that. And we all sound like that when we sing the national anthem, just for everyone's reference. That's how we do it here. Maybe not. But James, thank you for that. That was very creative. So that was then the Monday morning. I'm getting home from work. I work a night shift. I get home from work and I see this pop up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening. This is like a week or two after we made this live and shared it with the world that this already happened, which James is amazing. He's on top of stuff. And it was so encouraging to hear his thoughts and to hear his review and his comments on it, which really made my day. I really appreciate it. And then, in true James and Sam Sethi fashion, they did a recap for the week of all the stories for the week on the PodNews weekly review. And we got yet another shout out, which was great. And here's what it sounded like. Again, thanks to the gentleman over at PodNews. So great. Love that show. Here it is.
Let's move on, James. Let's fly around the world a little bit. What's going on in Canada?
Yes, let's do this nice and quickly. So in Canada, there's a new online magazine for Canadian podcasters launched. It's called Canadian Podcaster, and it's free. If you prefer a newsletter, you can also, of course, get Pod the North, which is very good. Down in Australia, ARN, who runs iHeart, they have announced...
So again, that's so great to hear from both James and Sam. I'm a huge fan of their podcast, and to have them give us a little shout out like that was such a great encouragement. So thank you to the both of them for doing that. And I'll have links as well, so you can go listen to the episode in completion. But those are little clips celebrating all things Canadian podcaster, celebrating you for being part of this as well. So we all have a little piece to play in that, and very encouraged by the early results so far for CanadianPodcaster.com. So there's that. Now, I want to do is shine a light on the featured podcasts that were part of our March edition and give you a little snippet. And there's links in the show notes. Again, you know how we do this, to go over and listen to these shows and give them a follow. The idea of this magazine is to feature Canadian podcasts. And I'm asking you, one Canadian to another, to go and support these people, to support their show and give them a follow, a share, or like, whatever it is, give them a comment, a rating, whatever you want to do. Let's just be kind Canadians with each other, shall we? And let's lift up our fellow Canadian podcaster. I think that would be an amazing thing we can do. And let's see a spike. Let's see a bump in our stats as we share Canadian podcasts with each other. I think that's one thing we could do for each other. So here we go. I'm going to give you 3 clips, and the first one's coming from one of my good podcasting friends, Mr. Danny Brown. Mr. Brown likes to ask 5 random questions of his guests. I was on his show. It was really fun. But here's a little clip from Danny's 5 Random Questions podcast. It's really entertaining because none of us know what the next question's going to be. So you get to hear some people kind of think quickly on their feet. And here's Mr. Danny Brown with 5 random questions featured in the Canadian Podcaster online magazine. You can click right there on the magazine and it'll take you right to a show, or in our show notes here. Here's Mr. Danny Brown, one of the nicest Scottish people ever to grace Ontario, Canada. Mr. Danny Brown.
Hi, and welcome to 5 Random Questions, the show where every question is an adventure. I'm your host, Danny Brown, and each week I'll be asking my guest 5 questions created by a random question generator. The guest has no idea what the questions are, and neither do I, which means this could go either way. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into this week's episode. Today's guest is Gareth Davis. Gareth has written soundtracks for commissioned animated series for TV and music for use in ads and programming around the world.
So like I said, we don't know the next question as guests coming on Danny's show. And that makes for a lot of fun because, again, we can't prepare at all. We have no idea what's happening. It was really fun to record with Danny. And I would love for you to go check out his podcast. He's a great guy. He also has a great 9-to-5 job. He gets to work with the amazing people over at Captivate.fm, a great hosting site. If you're ever interested in looking for a hosting site, go check out Captivate and let Danny know that you heard about them here on Canadian Podcaster. But Danny's got a great job in podcasting. You'll see him at events. You'll see him out promoting Captivate. And he's also a guy that completely understands the podcasting space. So if you're ever looking for a great resource, if you're looking for a great guest, Danny's a great guest as well. So Mr. Danny Brown, and that's 5 random questions. Again, you can click right on in the magazine and go straight to his show, or in our show notes for the podcast. You can go there as well. Mr. Danny Brown. Now, the other one we have on our March edition is Women in the Middle. It's for women in their 50s and above. And exciting to have this on the podcast as well. Here's a little clip from this show. And again, encouraging you to go listen to another amazing podcast and share this with somebody. Let somebody know that they need to hear this show. Here we go.
Imagine living your life after 50 and feeling energized and excited about your future. Welcome to the Women in the Middle podcast, the podcast for women who are ready to figure out what they want and create the life they deserve. Here's your host and master certified life coach, Susie Rosenstein.
Hey there, today's episode is all about 5 ways to learn to trust yourself to get unstuck without certainty. Let's go. Welcome back to the podcast Women in the Middle. I'm your host, Susie Rosenstein, your master certified coach and midlife mentor.
So there's Susie's podcast. I would love for you to go check it out. Go subscribe, follow, share it with everyone you know. And again, let's build up our podcasting community. One podcaster at a time, one Canadian podcaster at a time. There's Susie's show. Again, links in the magazine and in the show notes. No excuse not to go and support an amazing podcaster. Susie, thank you so much for doing your show and for sharing it with us. It's so glad to be able to shine a spotlight on amazing podcasters. Now, the last one on the list, because March was my first edition of the show, and the magazine, I threw in my own show just for fun, and I promise not to do this every magazine, but I wanted to throw it in there and let you know about my podcast. It's called the How to Podcast series. It's been around for over 3 years and over 500 episodes around podcasting. And the nice thing about this show is it's a balance between co-hosted episodes where I bring on fellow podcasters like you as a guest co-host to talk podcasting from your perspective. We go back and forth. We have a conversation. It's not an interview. It's co-hosted. And then I have Daily Daves, which are just little pop-up things in podcasting. I have solo episodes, more teaching style. And the whole idea of this podcast is to take away anything that tells you that you can't be a podcaster for whatever reason. The wrong microphone, you're not doing video, you don't have this, you don't have that, you're not this way, you're not that way. The idea is podcasting is for everyone. And the How to Podcast series is designed to help you to be a better podcaster, to start your show, grow your show, continue podcasting into the future. It's the How to Podcast series at howtopodcast.ca. I would love for you to go check it out. Here's a little clip from one of my episodes where I had an annoying version of myself participate in the podcast and kind of talk over me, as podcasters do sometimes. So you hear a little bit of an annoying Dave in the background. That's just me. Yeah. Anyway, so here's a little clip from the show, the How to Podcast series. Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. It's a Daily Dave. I'll be doing well. Hope things are going good for you. It's, February? What is it? I think it's February. Yeah, it's February. It's February 2025, and we're here on the podcast talking about one thing that I want you to stop doing in 2025. As a podcaster, if you host a podcast where you have guests, you talk to other humans on your show, I am asking kindly and in love, so much love, for you to please stop doing this one thing. I think it'll make your show better. You ready? So that's a little clip from the How to Podcast series. Again, over 500 episodes all around podcasting. We'd love to have you come join the conversation at howtopodcast.ca. We even have a meetup group when we meet twice a week, every Tuesday and Saturday. We get together and talk podcasting in community, Zoom style, Brady Bunch style, on the screen. You get to meet great podcasters from Canada, the US. We've had podcasters from France and in Europe. We would love to have you come join us over at the howtopodcast.ca Canada website. We'd love to have you join us. So on top of this, now we're looking towards April. And when I look at April, I'm thinking spring. I'm thinking a bunch of new life is going to happen here in Canada. Some of us are actually going to lose some snow, which will be fun. And it's time to grow. It's time to grow your show. So we're going to focus on April being a growth month to shine a light on how we can grow our show. So we're going to have podcasts in there to mention. We're going to have articles around growing your show. We're going to get into redefining what the word grow means in the magazine for April. And I'm looking for contributors. I'm looking for writers. I'm looking for people to tell us your story. I want to spotlight you as a podcaster. We have the classified section of our magazine where you can leave classified ads. I'm thinking of a person who has a microphone that's sitting there right there in front of you on the desk. And you're like, I've upgraded. It's a good mic, but I've moved to a new one. And I don't want to just toss this thing. It still works great, and I'd love to be able to help people with it. But how do I do that? Well, use our classified page, and you can send me a link. We'll post it there. And if you're going to give it away for free or you want a small amount of money for it, obviously, all the transactions are going to happen between you and the purchaser. But there's a free way to advertise gear that's just clogging up your desk. And it could benefit a new podcaster. Use the classifieds for that. Check out our coming events on the classified as well. That's something we have there. And if you are looking to hire somebody, use our classified pages for that as well. We focused in on a new book as well that I wanted you to know about. Let's Talk Podcasting from Amanda. It's an amazing book. I have a copy right behind me on my bookshelf. And there's an audio version as well, which you can go listen to on Audible. Go check out the book. That's a great resource for podcasters. If you have a book that you would recommend, let me know. We'll put it in there. We have our Buy Me a Coffee feature. And if you don't have any money coming into your show and you're looking for a way to make money with your podcast, you can start with one listener and a Buy Me a Coffee link. It's a great way for your audience to give back to the show and show their appreciation. So go check out Buy Me a Coffee. I've been using it for 7-8 months. It's been very good. A great way to connect with your audience. We also talked about the podcast newsletters that we also enjoy. We talked about PodNews and Pod the North. There's links there in the magazine. Podmatch, if you're looking for guests for your show. Mopod charts. It's a way to get all the information you used to get from Chartable. So your Apple rankings for the top 200 globally. You can find out where your podcast lands. You can get emails back to you. It's completely free. And there's an episode of the How to Podcast series where we talked to one of the creators of Mopod. They came on to talk about what's happening today and what's coming in the future. Remember, September of 2025. We have Pod Summit 2025 coming up. We definitely want you to put that in your calendar. September 19th to the 20th. Tim and his team doing a great thing. We were there last year. My wife and I loved it. Definitely go there. Check it out. There's a thing about apples in the magazine for March. I would love for you to go check that out. And just kind of a greeting to our first ever magazine. And again, I'm looking to you for feedback. I talked about this in episode 1 here on the podcast, that the magazine episode for March, the edition for March, is the same equivalent to an episode 1 of your podcast. Is it perfect? No. Is it going to get better? Yes. And the only way it's going to get better is if you reach out and participate. So again, I'm looking for podcasters. This is not Dave's platform. This is our platform. And I would love for you to contribute. So whatever you see as a gap, whatever you see that's missing, and people are already reaching out with ideas, which I love, but I want to hear from you. So reach out at CanadianPodcaster.com. Love to have you come by, take a listen to the podcast. Thank you for being here. And go check out the online magazine. We'd love if you could share this with another Canadian podcaster as a resource, as an encouragement. And if you have any interest at all in participating as a writer for the magazine, if you want to submit ideas to the magazine, if you want to contribute in any way, big or small, I would love to have you reach out through CanadianPodcaster.com. Reach out, love to hear from you and get your feedback on the magazine, how we can improve and how we can make it better. Thank you for being here. We'll catch you for April. Exciting new stuff coming up. We're going to spring into podcasting, and we're looking forward to having you there. Thanks for being here. My name is Dave, and thank you for being a great Canadian podcaster. We'll talk soon. Take care.